Hello, great people. Omoyele Sowore, candidate of AAC in the 2023 presidential election, made one strange assertion. He said that there is a secret memo that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu initiated that the Igbos should not be given strategic positions. In other words, the Igbos should be marginalized. Now, in this video, I'll be telling you what the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is capable of doing based on the public information that is available. I don't know whether there's a secret memo, but then he has accused Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration of marginalization. Can that happen? We'll be using public data, facts in public domain, to establish whether that can happen or not. We'll be looking at the implication of this on the Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. Why are Igbos being marginalized? What is the probability of Igbos getting their fair share in Nigeria, and how can that be achieved? And what is the implication of this marginalization on the Igbos? And how has the Igbos been surviving this marginalization all over the years since after the Civil War? I'll be telling you that and a whole lot more on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoyele. But first, I think it is good for us to watch that short clip of Omoyele Sowore before we come back to do the analysis based on the outline that I've stated. Let's watch the video. Let's watch it. Let's watch it.
Nigeria has an Igbo problem. There is a secret memo in government that whenever we want to take charge in this country, be careful of the Igbo. Don't give them position. Don't give them opportunity. Otherwise, they will over. For an Igbo man to survive in Nigeria, as it is currently put together, Nigeria must break.
Wait, the meeting you had with Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
You are telling us now that Nnamdi Kanu.
Don't you know what happened, the called pogrom in this country, where people were slaughtered and their bodies and their heads placed inside the train going down south? Even our parents.
Wow.
Tell us, Igbo, in 2024, detaining Nnamdi Kanu against all the court orders, against all the court rulings.
Well, there you have it. You heard it from Omoyele Sowore. Three questions comes to mind, which I would answer very quickly. The first is that, is there a secret memo? Can Omoyele Sowore lie? And is the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu capable of doing as accused? First, is there a secret memo? Well, I don't know. I can't say whether there's a secret memo or not. That brings us to Sowore that is making the allegation. Can Sowore lie? To my mind, the answer is no. Because if you look at Sowore's platform, Sahara Reporter, Sowore has always had access to classified information. How you get those informations, I don't know. But Sowore have always have access to classified memos, classified information. If any information leaks in the DSS, it will most likely be reported by Sahara Reporters. So Sahara Reporters usually bring out all these, leaked memos over time, and most of them have been valid, have been authentic. Sahara Reporters have been breaking, some news that the Nigerian conventional media dare not break. Sahara Reporters has been doing it, and most of them has been likely authentic. Now, the third question: can the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, can they do as Sowore has alleged? Right now, the answer to that is it is more of maybe than maybe not, in the sense that if you look at the persona of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his out view of the Igbos, and you look at key people around him, which I will give you instances, you will see that it is more of maybe than maybe not. For instance, there is a video where the wife of the president was saying that they will be the one to inherit the Igbos. Imagine that. So if before your husband becomes president, you already have that kind of mindset towards the Igbos, what will now happen when your husband becomes the president? That is one thing. Look at the statement of Oba Akeolu, who happened to be an associate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that the Igbos should go and, we die in the lagoon if they don't vote as he, the king, wishes. Look at some of the statement of Bayo Onanuga, which is an aide to the president. Look at some of the statement of Femi Fani-Kayode, who happens to be a strong supporter of Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was contesting for election. By the way, where's even Femi Fani-Kayode? They never find something for that guy. It's not fair. There is God, oh. This thing that you are sharing and you did not give Femi Fani-Kayode, there is God, oh. Because the guy made a lot of, statement, and he went all out just to satisfy and actualize the Tinubu presidency. So if you look at the people, the key people surrounding President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you don't need to know of any secret memo. You will know that this thing, it is possible. Another thing is, if you look at the appointment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the appointment in total, you will see that, you don't need any secret memo. Like, the facts speaks for itself. But then you want to ask yourself, why are the Igbos being marginalized? For me, I think I can assert that it is because Nigeria has three major ethnic groups. Nigeria has over 250 ethnic groups, but there are three major ones. The Hausa, which is now Hausa Fulani, right? They call them together, Hausa Fulani, and the Igbos and Yorubas. Now, the Yorubas have find comfort in the hands of the Hausa Fulanis, whereby they are doing this power rotation, political alliance. You back me, I back you. You support me, I support you. So the third one, which is the Igbos, is now the one suffering for it. So if Nigeria had like 4 major ethnic groups, you know that the Igbos will not stand alone. After the Hausa Fulanis have aligned together, the Igbos will just align with the 4th major ethnic group, and they will form a united force against the Yorubas and the Hausa Fulani. So one of the things given the Igbos problem is because the Igbos is because Nigeria has 3 major ethnic groups, not 4. So the odd number is the problem. Not if it is even number, it wouldn't be a problem. Another thing is that the Igbos, they are business inclined. If the oil in Nigeria were to be in Igbo land, they wouldn't have afford to marginalize the Igbo. They would have find a way to compensate the Igbo. Let me put that in context. Let me give you 2 instances. First, during the June 12 election of MKO Abiola, the Yorubas, cried out that they robbed Abiola of his mandate. So when Nigeria was to return to democracy in 1999, there was a political elite consensus, a political elite, military elite consensus that power should go to Yoruba people. So that means that whichever way you vote, it will be a Yoruba man that will be president. Even if you don't vote, it will be a Yoruba man that will be president, because the contest was between Olusegun Obasanjo and Olufalaye at that point in time. So Yoruba people emerged. That means that Yorubas are displeased, and you compensated them with the Obasanjo presidency. Now, let me give you the second reference, which is that of Goodluck Jonathan. When the Niger Delta people were agitating that you cannot be taking our oil and fail to give us equal, adequate representation, and you are not giving us fair share of the revenue that you are earning from our land. When the agitation was at its peak and Nigeria was afraid of losing oil money, while Obasanjo was leaving office, he brought in Yaradua and the Niger Delta man, Goodluck Jonathan, to be the vice president, right? They used it to compensate the Niger Delta, just so that the militancy and oil conflict would, dwindle drastically. And that happened. So the question is that when the Igbos were advocating against marginalization and there was a civil war, why wasn't the Igbo compensated with presidency? Until now, the Igbos are yet to, produce a president after. I know of Alex Ekweme, right? But Alex Ekweme was a vice president. And why is it that since after then, why has it been difficult for the Igbos to occupy position in Nigeria? Now, another thing we need to look at, which is very important, is that, you see, you can deny the Igbos. Well, that's up to you. But then, Igbos are still prospering without power. Let me give you an instance. The Igbos are not the most poor ethnic group in Nigeria. For instance, that foam mattress that you are no longer using, if you throw it away, you see all this aboki from the north. They will pick it, they will tie it to the vehicle, they are taking it to the north, which shows that means that you throw away the foam that is as old as anything, you are still better off. So they are taking it to the north. Your sofa that is now terrible that you throw away, they will take it and take it to the north. And the same north has held power most in the history of Nigeria. A northern has been in power. If you accumulate the civilian government and the military rule, northerners have been in power than southerners. Now, if you now look at it, that shows that the Igbos have been able to still stay afloat, to be prospering without power. So the north that have held power for long is impoverished, right? Is impoverished, whereby the Igbo that has not held power are prospering without power. So now imagine that you now give Igbos power, you give them the political power to be able to make things happen for themselves, to be able to push goodies to their side. Now imagine how Igbos will be if they can be prospering right now without power. Because if you look at it, Igbos will buy expensive land. They will build luxury houses in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, elsewhere. Go to the clubs, you will see them there. Go to business industries, you see Igbos there. Even go to schools, all these luxury schools, you see the child of Igbo man. They are well represented anywhere you want to speak about luxury, whether cars or anything. So that means that the Igbos have been prospering in their business, despite the fact that they've been denied political power. Now imagine if they have the political power. But what surprised me is that you have denied Igbos the president, right? You have denied them presidency for years. You are still denying them the opportunity, right, in Nigeria. You are denying them major opportunities. Why? You don't need all that. And that is one of the problems that the call for Biafra is resonating with the Igbos. You don't need to deny them because why? Nigeria is a one-man country, if I can put it like that. And let me explain what I mean. You see, if you are driving and the policeman stops you, at that present point in time, the leader of that patrol team, anything that he says is the law. If he instructs his junior officer, oh yeah, seize that car, even if it is against the law to seize car, he will say, yes, I will seize your car. His word is the law. So Nigeria is like a one-man country that once you are able to produce the president, is enough power, is enormous power. So if you deny the Igbos the opportunity to produce president, despite the fact that they are a major ethnic group in Nigeria, and you are also, circulating a memo allegedly to deny them major opportunities, I think that is unfair. And you see, in a country where there are major ethnic groups, if major ethnic groups are amalgamated, as in multiple ethnic groups are amalgamated to form a country, it is just like a marriage. And in every marriage, there's like a contract. What is in it for me? What is in it for you? What do I bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? So you cannot want the Igbo to keep on existing with you as a country, but you don't want to give them the opportunity for them to become the president. And not only that, you are even going as far as denying them major opportunities when at the end of the day, the buck stop at the table of the president. If you are a Yoruba man or an Hausa Fulani man, you may not like these things that I'm saying, but know that the Igbos may produce an accidental president one day. And if that happens, just as it happened during Jonathan and Yar'Adua, if that happens, if the Igbos are now doing the way some of our people are doing, are you going to like it? Are you going to be pleased? So let's no ethnic group come to the table with greed. Whether you are Hausa Fulani, whether you are Igbo, whether you are Yoruba, no, there shouldn't be greed, and that is what can lead us into prosperity, and unity as a country. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omoyele Deji. Dr. Deji is a political scientist, or should I have a detribalized Nigerian, and of course a political scientist with a PhD in political science. And this is where we analyze politics and happenings in the politics. Do well to subscribe. Do well to turn on your notification button. Do well to catch up with my past videos. And of course, I have great videos coming your way. Till I see you again, you already know that I love you all sincerely.